Hi, my name is Adam Lippis, and I'm the founder of a luxury women's wear brand based in New York City. I'm so thankful to Vogue and the CFDA for putting together the common thread where designers could get together and tell their fashion stories and how this current crisis had affected us. I thought I'd start by just telling my story. I grew up in Buffalo, New York, one of the fashion capitals of the world. I always wanted to be a fashion designer my whole life, but I came from a pretty conservative family, and it really wasn't something that I thought I could do or I should do. I wound up going to Cornell and studying psychology, which working in fashion has proved really helpful, actually. And I was lucky enough to live in Paris for a year during college, and there, God, it really just opened my mind to fashion, the world of fashion, by meeting designers and models and just the whole world of fashion. And I decided I wanted to explore creating and explore designing. I had 1 year left at school though, and I had gotten an internship at an investment bank. And when I told my family I was going to stay in Paris and live out this newfound dream, they were like, "No, you're not." So I came back and I finished school and I got a job at an investment bank and I worked there for 6 months. And I had really long blonde hair. And one day they came and asked me to cut my hair. And I was like, well, I guess this is real life. I guess I'm an adult now, I don't know, 20 or 21. And that day when I went to get my haircut during my lunchtime, I walked by the Ralph Lauren store, the mansion on 72nd Street. And I decided to walk in and apply for a job. And I got hired to work at the Cashmere Bar. And I quit the investment bank, and that began my career in fashion. I worked at Ralph Lauren for a year, and my boss came to me and said, "I'm going to go work at Oscar de la Renta, and I'd love you to come with me." I didn't really know anything about Oscar at that point, but as a good assistant did, I guess in those days, I went with her. My first day at Oscar was pretty incredible and sort of set up my career there. Mr. de la Renta had a chef, and she cooked lunch for everyone, and I basically sat next to the kitchen, and I watched her put out all the plates for lunch, the pasta, the chicken salad, and the salad, and nobody did much. And then she went around and called lunch, and then I saw Mr. de la Renta walk down the hallway, and he basically walked by my desk into the dining room. And I watched him get his plate, his salad, his chicken salad, his pasta. So I got up from my little desk and went and got my plate. And then I looked around and was like, oh my God, now where do I sit? And being a 21-year-old that doesn't know any better, I went and sat on the right of Mr. de la Renta. And he turned to me, and I had this long blonde hair and was probably in some crazy fashion outfit. And he said, "Do you work here?" And that began a friendship and a mentorship that lasted for 10 years. It was the most incredible time. Eliza, his daughter, was working there, and it was just this moment of a bunch of us younger people learning from this incredible master of culture and design. And I don't know, just it was incredible. I was able to learn fashion from arguably one of the greatest fashion designers to ever live, and I'm so thankful for that. I grew up to be the creative director there when I turned 27. And it was an amazing time. We won 2 CFDA Designer of the Year awards, and it just was this time of beauty and fun and happiness and just incredible. I always wanted to sort of do my own thing though. So after being there for almost 8 years, I went to Oscar and I said I want to launch a t-shirt brand for men and for women. And I'm going to call it Adam plus Eve. And he was basically said, "I don't really know what you're talking about, but that sounds great. And you can do that and you'll stay here." And he was my first investor, actually. And I launched this brand called Adam plus Eve. I was on Oprah for it about 6 months later on one of her sort of favorite things shows. And the business went crazy. And so I had to leave Oscar and really focus my time full time on working for this t-shirt brand. And it grew into a contemporary brand called Adam. I've been really creative with my fashion names. And we were in 500 stores. We had 3 of our own stores. And we went through the recession of 2008-9. And this feels a lot like that, sort of on steroids to me. after that, it was a really tough time for our business, and we wound up selling our business. And so I was sort of working for my brand, but it was owned by other people. It's sort of a story that happens a lot in the fashion world. And I did that for 2 years, and I wasn't enthusiastic about the product I was making anymore. I wasn't happy, and I didn't know what to do. But I decided that being unhappy at work just wasn't worth it, so I quit. And I had sold my company, so I had made some money when I did that. And I wound up taking all the money I had made. I sold my apartment in New York, and I bought my name back because these guys owned my name. And quite frankly, they were nice enough to sell me my name back because a lot of people don't. And then designers lose their name forever. And I decided that I was going to launch a new brand, the brand I have now, called Adam Lippis, a luxury women's sportswear brand, sort of taking everything I had learned in all those years from Oscar and from Ralph Lauren, and starting again. And a lot of people said, "You're crazy. You kind of made it out of fashion alive. Why would you do it again?" And I had it in me. I just wanted to do it. And my brand is now 6 years old. We're about 20 people, 22 people actually, working in New York City. And it's been incredible. You know, when you're a new fashion brand, you have all this hype. And then you go into the not so new fashion brand, but you're not a mega brand. And you're sort of in that nowhere's land. And we have now gotten out of that. And it's been sort of an incredible 18 months of incredible growth, both in e-commerce and with the best wholesale partners, the best small stores, the best big stores here and internationally. And 2019 was like a stellar year for us. And the first 2 months of 2020 were incredible. And then this hit. I was actually traveling when this hit. I split my time really doing design and sales and then working with customers. Half of my time is spent on the road working directly with the customers at stores. And I did an event at Nordstrom in New York. The next day I was at Neiman Marcus in Florida. And all this started happening, and I wound up having a vacation planned, and I went away for 5 days, and during those 5 days, everything got canceled. Everything, all my events for the next 10, 12 days got canceled, and I came back to New York and met with my team trying to figure everything out, and we wound up closing. We've been closed for 2 weeks. Our building was even closed. We weren't allowed in. And I have spent my time now trying to figure out the path forward, how to make sure that we survive this for all of our employees and come out stronger on the other side. And that's sort of an unknown because everyone's in such an unknown right now. It's not just our industry, it's all industries. But the most important thing for me, and I know for my team, I have the most incredible team, is to just get back creating beauty because that's what inspires us. So we're all in this together, and we're all going to make it through. And maybe I'm optimistic we'll be better for it. So thank you.